Medical Association Women Doctors Wing. This is a wonderful Sunday morning, and I'm sure you ladies are today very eager to hear our eminent speaker of today's morning, Dr. Sangita Reddy. All our women doctors have been working very hard, doing multitasking since coronavirus pandemic started. And we had wonderful response from you all. Friends, it is always nice to have a wonderful profession, that is being a doctor, taking care of our patients, serving the society, and also taking care of our personal life. And it is very important to have a perfect balance between your professional and personal life. And we are considered to be women with empowerment. But are we really empowered? So today we are going to find that out. And we are going to really understand what real women empowerment means. Our Indian Medical Association Women Doctors Wing now has, as you all know, that last year in June, when we had our we had our own UConn conference in 2019, we had taken up the subject of organ donation. And we are still going on with it. And I request all our women doctors to continue with the organ donation awareness campaign. It's an ongoing process and we are not going to take breaks in that. Another very important subject we are going to take over is breast cancer awareness. And this is very dear to our incoming president, Dr. Jailal sir. Our two eminent leaders of Indian Medical Association, our very own and beloved Dr. Ravi Vankhedkar sir, who is also the treasurer of World Medical Association.
Honorable Secretary General of Indian Medical Association, Dr. R.V. Ashokan sir, Honorable today's guest speaker, the very eminent chairperson of FICCI, Dr. Sangita Reddy, the chairperson, Dr. Mona Madam, National Secretary of WDW, Dr. Neeta, and all my women colleagues and men friends also. Hopefully they have also joined, because they need to attend such lectures more in changing their mindset. I'm so very happy that WDW is growing day by day and gaining new heights. And what better speaker than Dr. Sangita Reddy, who has been a great supporter of Indian Medical Association and herself is an epitome of women empowerment. And I'm sure she will act as a role model and an inspiration for all our women leaders also. And today's day is also very significant, that the glass barrier of more than 260 years in the oldest democracy in USA has been broken today, where we have the first woman vice president after more than 260 years. And we hope that similar changes will occur right from the local branches, state branches, and to the national level within the Indian Medical Association also, where women will be given more positions where they can really effect a change. Once again, I congratulate the WDW team and wish this event a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ravi sir. And I would say that we'll be very happy if we would really attend this post with our own capabilities. So thank you so much, sir, for your blessings. And we know your support is always there with us. And we also expect that you have to be our mentor and I would say our godfather for Women Doctors Wing. So we cannot do anything without your support. So thank you so much for always being there when we needed you. Now I would request our very hardworking and very soft-spoken, our Honorary Secretary General, sir, to give his blessings. Sir has been traveling. He has just come on the airport and I think he's sitting in a car. Sir, thank you so much for being with us. Sir, over to you. Sir, you'll have to unmute. You will have to unmute, sir.
Our hero of National Medical Commission struggle, past president and treasurer of WMA, Dr. Ravi Vankhedkar. Chief guest of the day, Dr. WDW. And the opening remarks by Ravi has put us to compare with the United Nations. The value of Indian nation is that we look at women as mother. So the value system itself is so different in our nation. And we can take right pride when we became a democracy. It was a universal franchise where women were given equal voting right, which is not the same with the other nations. They had to struggle to obtain their, even with the Western countries, if you look at that history. Similarly, Indian Medical Association carries the tradition of our nation. We look at our counterparts as our equals. I have always told Dr. Mona Desai that WW, Women Doctors Wing, is an oxymoron. It is only a ladder. The moment women reach contemporary positions, this ladder should be thrown away. And I have told her that the day that this ladder is no longer wanted will be the happiest day. I draw your attention to an article by Rama Nagarajan in Times of India today, where she has concentrated on the topic that women doctors are not empowered. This is a very serious issue that I would want Women Doctors Wing to reply, that at least structurally, there are no hindrances in Indian Medical Association, and the leadership of Indian Medical Association is open for our chairperson as well as the secretary. But all our women doctors to respond to this article in Times of India in kind, because there are organizations which are professional organizations which are headed by women. There are umpteen number of IMA local branches where women are the president and secretary. There are wings of national IMA state branches which are having the leadership of our women doctors. I am sure a day will come. I know it's because of the logistical and other responsibilities. A job like Indian Medical Association responsibility carries, growing into it. They will grow into it naturally. And we will all look forward to that day of empowerment of our own sisters in Indian Medical Association. I wish all of you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Really, it was a wonderful, I would say, inspiration to all of us. And definitely, sir, we will go through that article and definitely respond. And we will not agree to these things because we have been given equal opportunity in IMA. And sir, it is up to us to go up. Nobody is stopping us. So I've always been telling all my women friends that it is only our thoughts they are stopping us from going ahead. Otherwise, nobody hinders your progress. So with that note, thank you so much, Dr. R.V. Ashokan sir and Dr. Ravi Vanketkar sir. Thank you very much for being here. And now we go on for our today's talk. I would like to introduce our today's speaker. I think she does not require any introduction. She has been with us in our Goa conference, and we all have heard her excellent speech. She is a wonderful orator. Being a beautiful lady, she's a wonderful orator. And with that, it's my proud privilege to say a few things about her introduction. Because if I go into detail of everything, I think the whole hour will be. Is a global healthcare leader, Indian entrepreneur, and humanitarian. She is a joint managing director of Apollo Hospitals Enterprise Limited, which is Asia's largest and most. So it's a proud privilege to have her. I have a president of FICCI over here and a woman president of FICCI. Yes, passionately, she's committed to transforming healthcare system through technology advancement, and she's accelerating positive transformation for effective healthcare service delivery. She has been conferred with an honorary doctorate by Macquarie University of Australia in recognition of her untiring efforts and resolute commitment in bringing transformative and abroad. She is also influencing global healthcare. She's an entrepreneur promoting affordable and sustainable social initiatives. And she is very much into driving humanitarian initiatives like she heads an Apollo Institute, Sahi, Cure, and Billion Hearts Beating Foundation. There are few awards and recognitions which I would like to mention over here. She has been a recipient of numerous prestigious awards for business and leadership in 2019. She was presented with the Best Female Healthcare Leader, that is Medico Award, from our own prestigious Indian Medical Association, International Women Entrepreneur 2019 Award from IWEC Foundation, Healthcare Transformation Leaders Award for her exemplary role of India's healthcare sector at India's biggest event on innovation in healthcare and healthcare in India's digital India. Dr. Sangita Reddy has also been featured in LinkedIn in the top voices of 2019 India list. And I'm so proud to say that she has been one of the very few females being portrayed in High and Mighty. If people would have read India Today of the last month's India Today, she has been one of the person for High and Mighty top 550 people of India. So, madam, congratulations from our side for having these wonderful positions, and I know it is your capability. So, without wasting much time, over to you, ma'am.
So good morning, namaste, and I'm extremely happy to be in your presence. And let me first, each one of you have done during this pandemic. I know it has left no home untouched, whether it's by the illness or but just the fear of illness or the disruption to our daily lives. And as doctors, all of you have borne the major brunt of it and been in the forefront of tackling and battling this pandemic. So let me congratulate you and wish you continued success and continued good health. Dr. Ravi, Dr. Ashok, Dr. Mona Desai, Dr. Neeta Biani, and all others who are listening in today, let me congratulate you for choosing women empowerment as a topic and an important messaging to pursue. The Sufi saint Rumi once said that woman is the light of God. Excuse me for a minute. And I think nothing can be more profound than being called a festival where women will, are celebrated as goddesses. Yet it's important for us to analyze whether we very often have to fall from this pedestal and women in multiple spheres of life are not really empowered. This is really the crux of what is happening in today's, not just our country, but across the world. And so when Dr. Mona Desai said, I want you to speak on this topic, I said it's important to find the time to do so, because when we speak to empowered men and women, enlightened men and women, it becomes a catalyst to spread this message of creating a more equal world. And, by God's grace and the blessing of my parents, I feel I was empowered. Every woman should be empowered, that everyone should be able to stand on their own feet, should be financially, academically empowered, but more importantly, their voice should be heard, whatever it is. They may be a homemaker, but it's important for them to feel the respect of everyone in the community. And it is with that thought process that, of course, we remember many, many role models, whether it's Mother Teresa or Kalpana Chawla, Indira Gandhi. But today, we're also able to celebrate Kamala Harris as one more example of a woman who's broken the glass ceiling. And that is an important example, not for us. We've reached a certain stage in our lives. But imagine what an example it is for young girls all over the world to say that, yes, we can. This is possible. And so a 260-year-old democracy gets its first woman as a vice president. And now somehow the presidency seems much closer and easier. And like Dr. Ashokan rightly observed, India has always been a country of recognition and empowerment of women, from the constitution to women leaders. However, the disparities in our country across different segments of society is what we need to look at and to work on. Some are coming out stridently and speaking about it in public. Some are joining boards and beginning to say that I'm not just, I'm not just someone who is enabling the company to be compliant to the regulation, which says that women should be represented on boards. I'm not a regulatory compliance. I am a voice, I am intelligent, and I have something to contribute. So the crux of the issue of true empowerment is that people recognize that this is an equality, it's a lack of oppression, and it's an appreciation of the capability of contribution of women to every sphere of life and society. And that is really the crux of the issue. It's not about equality, so to speak. It's about an appreciation of the fact that if women are empowered and given an equal opportunity, then we're creating a better society because they can contribute. And it is this movement of women's empowerment that I request all of you to please play a role in. We have been blessed. We must reach out and each one of us help at least one. It is in this light and, in view of the statistics that I've taken up an initiative in FICCI, which I'm very happy to share with you. But first, let's very quickly look at the current status. Despite that they're scoring the best of marks, despite that, the labor force participation rate for women in 2017 was only 28.5%. Why? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. And this is one of the lowest in the world. According to Niti Aayog, India's think tank and India's planning commission, the Indian economy can grow by 9 to 10% if we achieve gender parity. And if the share of women in the workforce is increased to just 48% as a reflection of our statistics in the population from the current level of this 28%, which is quoted in different things. Imagine if our GDP grew by 10%. And it's as simple as enabling women to come into the workforce. So I think also one of the interesting points is that in India, the Chandrayaan-2 became the first lander mission to explore the surface of the moon's south pole. And in a milestone for women, the first ISRO mission was led by not one, but by 2 women. And approximately 1/3 of the entire team working on that mission were women scientists. So this is a reflection of the fact that 500,000 daughters of India were of India. So it's for us to stand up and stop this. So this is what the Greater 50 is all about. This was conceived in FICCI with a series of women thought leaders in participation with FLOW, where we said if women make up 48% of the population, the fact is they actually make up a greater than 50% of their impact on society by their soft impact. Because it is rightly observed that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. It is these value systems, it is this impact which builds our younger generation. And so while that is an important role, it's also important for us to protect women in every role that they can play. In FICCI, the Greater 50 is working on a series of initiatives. The first one is really about mentorship, and I would urge all of you to join the movement. Just join this movement and sign up to become a participant in the Greater 50, where you can mentor another woman to irrespective, it could be a series of different issues or different problems, whether it's how to get a bank loan or how to do digital marketing, or even, personal issues related to women's health. And I'm sure all of you can, play a great role in that. So please go on to the FICCI Flow website of the Greater 50 and when you do a similar type of job, the recognition is not there. India ranks 149 in economic participation and opportunity, and 117 among all the countries in the world in wage equality. So it's important for us to figure out ways to bridge that gap. I'm not going to talk too much more because I think Dr. Mona said we would do a Q&A session. But I finally want to bring, this one more highlight of the fact that we need to work on women's empowerment is coming back to our own domain of health and medicine. So while India successfully brought down the MMR, or the maternal mortality rate, by 9%, this is a positive development, but we all still know that the skew is still inappropriate, and every woman deserves the ability to take a decision on when she has a child, therefore have an empowerment to choose. Second issues, whether it's abuse at home or simply a lack of empowerment. Let me share with you, yesterday we had a really interesting program. Zoom and technology during this pandemic has connected all of us in a way that we never could. So we had the director medical services of 50 hospitals connected with our chairman and senior leadership, because Dad just wanted to thank all of them for the great work that they had done during the pandemic. Because typically in all the meetings, the CEOs will come and talk, or maybe even the consultants or the treating doctors. But the medical services team, the administrative team, don't get that kind of visibility often. And then we said that the people who enabled them to work were really their spouses. Most of them, of course, were women at home, but they were really the spouses. So we had a husband and wife couple sitting down. I was so happy because there was one, retired army major who, very successful, this person, but he said during the pandemic, my wife went to work and she's been busy all day. I became the homemaker. I took care of the house. I learned how to cook because we didn't have a cook. And she would leave YouTube videos for me every morning and say, copy this and you will learn how to cook. And I would drop her at work, come back and cook. But I felt a great pride and a privilege in being able to support her in her career at the time of pandemic, because I know that she's doing a noble job, and it was my moment. I hope many men, they don't have to take over the entire household, but I hope many men realize that this is the moment to start equally sharing responsibility at home, because there are working women. And for women homemakers, that, we must give them that respect and share the important decision making. Women are not just there to decide, whether today you're making rajma chawal or some other sabji. Women are, are capable of having opinions on politics, of choosing which college their children go to, of planning savings for the household, and of helping jointly share all responsibilities of the home. So women empowerment starts from there, and are definitely, they deserve this equal footing. Let us not think that this is one huge issue and, we are somehow lucky. I think we have the power to ensure that many women are lucky. So let each one of us step up and save and help and empower other women around us, and not feel any fear or hesitation in speaking up when it's required, because to really succeed and prosper. I'm grateful to the IMA for giving me this opportunity. The Indian Medical Association is a very respected body and a very critical body in this time, not just of the pandemic, but of where healthcare has become center stage across the world. And it's time for us to reimagine a healthcare system which is focused on prevention, which is focused on positive health. And in this light, I thank the IMA. I congratulate all of you for all the great work that you're doing, and I look forward to working with you in seeing a more empowered women in our beautiful country. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you, madam. It was wonderful. Madam, few questions for you. Madam, one, what do you feel? How can a woman be safe in our country? We have been seeing day in and day out, the rapes are increasing. And nowadays, like all women, all young crowd feels that giving birth to a girl child is now again becoming a burden, not because of dowry system or anything. They feel that their security, even a small child of 2 years or 3 years, a baby girl, it is so difficult to make them safe. And when we have all working parents, how do we go for it? What do you think would make a change in this?
So, Dr. Mana, what a great question. And, you're absolutely right that it's very important for us to focus. So I think we need to tackle this in multiple dimensions. So the first one is really to raise the voice about the need for safety, to educate our young men about the fact that this is something which is not accepted, should not be done. And, the negativity, the carnal instinct has to be spoken about, controlled, contained, negated, and definitely ostracized. I think at a regulatory and a government level, the need for swift, decisive action. We don't need, the Nirbhaya type situations to happen for action to be taken. But this is still being repeated every day. So the first thing is really to educate society, to ensure that the restrict, I think, while you rightly said a young girl, we do need to protect and take care, as we need to protect all our young children. I should hope that, we don't need to do anything different for a boy or girl, but we have to. But at the next stage, it is very important for us to understand the importance of her surroundings. Is she careful and cautious about it? Can she defend herself to a degree? Can she call out? And most importantly, if something unfortunate does happen, let no woman blame herself. It is not her fault. That happens very often, that women think it's because of them. So I think this all around 360-degree handling of this negative enlightenment to personal safety.
Yes, ma'am. And can FICCI do something about influencing law? You being the president and a female president of FICCI,
So I'm
we
very
do
happy
something
to
about the
tell
law?
you. I'm very happy to tell you that FLOW has taken this up. FICCI Ladies Organization has taken this up over the last 2 years. They've had almost 29 meetings with the police force. They've spoken about swift action. They've spoken about negativity that women get when they go into a police station and complain about this. We've done sensitization sessions for various members of judiciary. We will continue to implementation of the law which is faulty.
Quite true, ma'am. And in the time, yeah, ma'am, the time span, like some unfortunate incident takes place, it takes around 10 years for that person to get justice, and he gets bail and he's moving around. So that that fear of doing a bad deed is not there in
men about this. And second is the sessions we've been doing with judiciary to highlight this major problem. I think handling it at multiple levels is really the answer.
So, madam, last question.
So,
I always feel that women are creators, but women can also be destroyers.
Right.
So, how do you differentiate that? Or what do you say about it?
So you're absolutely right. I think women have every avatar possible. They are not only creators, they are nurturers and also destroyers. So let's hope with that we focus our ability and power to destroy, to focus that on the negativity in society. Let us destroy negative spirits. Let us destroy evilness. Let us fight against injustice. And because of that, we play this very powerful role of creating and nurturing and protecting a beautiful society for our own sake and for the sake of our children.
Right. Thank you so much, madam.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Really,
All the
I would
best.
say privileged to have you here. And over to our National Secretary, Honorary Secretary, Dr. Neeta Biyani, to give word of thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. And let me just end by one thing, which is Paul Horton, the editor of Lancet, he said that we're not in the middle of a pandemic. We are facing a tridemic. And all of you can fight every layer of this tridemic. The first is the pandemic of COVID. The second is the underlying pandemic of non-communicable disease. So the heart attacks, the strokes, we have to fight that because we also know that it's made the pandemic of COVID worse with comorbidities. And the third is an infodemic of wrong information going out about the ailment. So please, as doctors, fight every stage of this tridemic which is happening, and all the best to all of you. Stay safe, take care of your personal health, and just stay blessed and help each other.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Has been a real treat for Diwali. You have given us a lot to think about and introspect. I am sure all the women doctors present here today will strive to live and propagate these ideas for the society at large. It was a pleasure to hear from a truly empowered woman. Many thanks to Honorary Secretary General Dr. R.V. Ashokan sir for enlightening us today to full potential. Thanks to all the IMA national leaders and state leaders for gracing us with their presence today. To all the WDW leaders, we really appreciate your enthusiasm and are thankful to you for joining us today. And finally, to all the amazing and vibrant women doctors present here today, we thank you. We hope to be truly empowered and empower other women in our society. Thank to everyone for making this webinar a huge success. Finally, to all those celebrating,
After listening to Dr. Sangita Reddy, our views have changed. And I feel personally that if when men start helping us in the household chores, I think they would start respecting us more because they will realize what kind of chores we are doing daily. And that would absolutely change their attitude towards us. And I think it is a must because in Western countries, all the chores have been equally distributed between men and women. Here it is a patriarchal society and women are supposed to do certain work. So there is more burden on us and we are multitasking. But I'm sure this kind of epidemics do change the whole views. And I'm sure it should go, madam, for being here for us.
All the best and happy Diwali to all of you.
Thanks
Happy Diwali. Namaste.
Happy Diwali, yes. Happy Diwali to all my women doctors in advance and have a wonderful and safe Diwali with your family. Thank you so much and see you again soon. Thank you all.
thank you.